Hi Cancer, here is a brief look, a brief outline of what's going on, likely to be going on in 2014, and there's going to be 3 Mercury retrograde phases. If you want to know the dates of those, they'll be on my website, but I will revisit them. Also, there's going to be 2 solar eclipses, one on April the 29th in Taurus, in a good angle to your sun sign, and the other in Scorpio on October the 23rd, also in a good angle to your sun sign. And if you want to know more about how that may be affecting you, that'll be on my website, and also I've written a more in-depth version of what I'm going to be saying here about the whole thing. But astrologically speaking, as one of the cardinal signs, there's a lot of planetary action influencing you and your sign in 2014. We've got the Uranus-Pluto aspect that's been going on since 2011, due to finish 2015-16, and also this year there's going to be Jupiter, which is very good news for you, but also Mars in another quite tense angle to Uranus-Pluto, and that is forming a pattern in the sky called a grand cross, or in fact in this instance it's a cardinal grand cross, given that all 4 planets are in each of the cardinal signs, 4 cardinal signs, and you are one of them. And this will this configuration in the heavens will mark yet another moment of choice as the mass consciousness shifts from the Piscean to the Aquarian age. And you know, you as a cardinal sign are the mover and shaker in this world. The cardinal signs have always been that way and always will. So in some strange way, even though this is a generational aspect between Uranus and Pluto being triggered this year, coming year, by Mars, even more than ever, in a way it's because it's happening in the cardinal signs and in your sign, it means that how you're handling this will set the precedent for how things kind of get set for what follows. So you and all of the other cardinal signs, and you have been hosting this Uranus-Pluto aspect for a very long time now, and it's a little bit like, you know, the rumblings deep down in the volcano, because things are not the way they used to be, and it's bringing in lots of change and a little bit of upheaval every now and again into your lives. Uranus-Pluto, you know, does offer the chance for deep transformative change and a lot more inner insight, a lot more your understanding yourself, and will actually throw up problems, all kinds of problems every now and again, and how you navigate through these problems will be the testing of these planets, and also the transforming you from what you always thought you were and the way you always thought it would be into something new. And really, I mean, those of you who are interested in the law of attraction, really this is the moment to let go of the oars. This is the moment to truly understand what that means, and to stop paddling furiously upstream because of that's the way you did it before, or the expectations of this, or it's logical to do it. Just to let go of the oars and then let that little boat turn and start floating towards your true desires and your place of healing and joyfulness and power, really. Both Venus and Mars will be in long transits this year. Venus went into Capricorn on November the 5th and will stay there until March the 6th. And that's in your opposite sign, which potentially is good news for you, Cancer, as the abundance of Venus will be gracing your area of one-to-one relationships. So you and somebody could get very close, you could be hitting it off, you could just feel the warmth of human companionship, and that can be, you know, in family ways or whatever other way. Also, this can work in the professional sense and mean that if you kind of play your cards right, you could be generating more income or maybe other useful resources through a key relationship or a series of key relationships with others. Mars entered Libra at the root of your chart on December the 8th, 2013. Will stay there for a very long time until July the 25th, 2014. And that means that this extraordinarily long transit will dynamically activate the foundations of your life, your home base, maybe family matters too. And wherever Mars goes, it's like all action stations. So you could be working very hard on the home base or to do with a property or connected to family members as well. Things are going to be very active right in your own backyard. For some of you, that could mean home improvements, relocation, more comings and goings within the neighborhood, within a locality, or a lot of much more work, on your plate at home over the wires. And you could, you could get tired out, so you need to be careful of that and get enough, R&R. Sometimes feelings can be near the surface. This is quite an emotional area, and you are already an emotional sign, Cancer. So again, this could really trigger those old knee-jerk responses as you react to a situation, and it could also mean that there's tension between you and a family member. Mars in this area does actually need more decisiveness and energy from you related to any of those sorts of areas: property, a home, the domestic setup, family, the neighborhood, and stamina needed for everyday things, everyday maintenance, even in and around the home base. Jupiter is working through your sign from June the 25th, 2013 to July the 16th, 2014, signaling the beginning of a real growth spurt in your life. So already some of you will know that you are opening up to new fields of interest. You're casting your nets wider, you're thinking bigger, you've taken a leap of faith in some way or other. Foreign cultures, travel, higher education could be part of the picture. You could be entertaining new possibilities all round the compass of your mind. Sometimes feelings can come and get in the way because of the position of Mars, but where Jupiter is going to be and the way Jupiter likes to operate is expanding your world. So do not let those annoying little blips to get in the way of you reaching out and plunging into unfamiliar scenarios, which could teach you a lot as life does. It's a good time though to launch into a new project, a fresh enterprise, and you may have to look into the legal side of things as well. Jupiter moves on July the 16th, goes into Leo, and that will mean for the next 12 months growth will tend to come through finances, property, or other material ways. They're definitely the time for you to capitalize upon an asset or two, be they material or in the form of your own skills, your own talents. And this vibration can attract useful resources or opportunities. Somebody might come along who sees you as being of some kind of value to them, and that might be in the love department, or that might be because of something that you can do. So take advantage of Jupiter here to underpin whatever will lead you into new territories which could benefit the piggy bank, but also with property matters as well. And by thinking by thinking bigger, you should be doing better in material ways. And all members of your sign are going to be feeling the influence of Jupiter this year. Saturn is demanding that you take the long view, you think about something slowly taking form, taking shape, which will be beneficial in the future maybe. And this is related to children, young people, animals, but also some kind of project, some kind of speculative venture, and it can also be to do with a romantic liaison as well. So you're being patient, you're waiting for it to kind of come together, to evolve, you're looking towards the future, and also with any creative interests, any spare time activities or artistic interests that you might have as well. So plugging away there at any of those sorts of things, and anything which is kind of performance related, anything to do with the entertainment industry or the leisure industry as well. And nothing's going to happen quickly with Saturn, but you've just got to keep turning up and putting in the concentration, the focus, and build the new routines into your activities. And slowly you will start to feel the empowerment of that. And you Cancerians born from the 7th of July or from 15 degrees of Cancer rising are going to feel that energy the most. Saturn comes out of there on Christmas Eve 2014. So Uranus has been transiting the top of your chart for a few years now, and will continue to do that until 2019. And so there can have been all sorts of changes coming into what you do in the wider world, and there could have been inspired new beginnings, and a kind of feeling of experimentation maybe, and then you kind of that folds and then you're into something else, and you can even get distracted by something which turns out to be the absolute right thing for you, but you hadn't planned that. So there can be important points on the way there where you have to take a crucial decision, because Uranus is about being freer in your expression of yourself out there across the wider stage. So you need to be choosing things which will give you the elbow room for that more independent, freer expression, even going into something working for yourself in the professional arena, but also this can be affecting partnerships, and it can be affecting other close relationships as well. So a previous setup may suddenly be replaced, and you'll have to adapt to a different kind of demands, different kind of environment, but because you are rethinking the master plan, or wanting change in your direction, feeling restless, there could be a coup de foudre, and but this is a spirit of revolution which facilitates your evolution. And you Cancerians born the 29th of June to the 9th of July with 8 to 17 degrees rising are going to feel this energy the most. Early Cancerians will be feeling the beneficial effect of Neptune over 2014. This is a pull to be functioning more from the heart level, and to be thinking more in a heartfelt or spiritual kind of way, related to education, philosophy, belief systems. And you could become a spiritual seeker or a pilgrim, or you could become a good advisor or guide for others, or in fact you could find that guidance there. Very much there could be invisible hands in the background kind of trying gently sort of to steer you in the right direction, and also to kind of whisper in your ear every now and again. Some of you could be developing your artistic or communication skills with this long Neptunian transit here as well, and even develop an interest in things like metaphysics or astrology or interdimensional travel, and be interested in what the other side of life, what happens after we die. And there may have been some confusion sometimes about your beliefs, whether they're true or some sort of idealistic rose-tinted glasses sort of view of things. But test out theories, therefore, before deciding what's true for you. So kind of get the message of what's true for you maybe 3 times by listening and being aware of the omens or just coincidences, and then if you get it 3 times, maybe it is right for you. And you Cancerians born 24th to the 30th of June with 3 to 8 degrees rising are going to feel this energy the most over 2014. Pluto is in Capricorn, and it's helping you to decide what kind of personal or professional interactions are most worthwhile to you. There can be quite a feeling of intensity or involvement with another in a one-to-one relationship, whether that's personal or professional or on the business level, which kind of knocked you for 6 or made you feel like there was some sort of battle of wills going on. Wherever Pluto goes in the chart, there's a feeling of more involvement, more intensity, more extremism, really. But there's also, with Pluto, a feeling of letting go, clearing the decks, moving on into rebirth. So there's this very strong drive going on within you, and pushes you forwards with significant relationships, and some of you could even feel as though, you know, this relationship was meant to be, and that's kind of the upside in a way if the other person realizes it as well. But you could be finding yourself steering a different course for a while, which takes guts, because of, you know, what's gone down in a significant relationship, whether that's, you know, in your personal life or not. And you should stick up for yourself, stick up for your values, but your values are likely to be sort of modified, toned by this long Pluto transit. And you then, after a period of disorientation, a lot of asking of questions, will start to reorientate, regenerate and strengthen, and then find that power that's the gift of Pluto. And you Cancerians born the 2nd to the 6th of July with 10 to 14 degrees rising are going to feel this energy the most in 2014, and that's it for 2014. And also may I wish you a very happy, interesting and challenging 2014, and I will see you again very soon.